Today we'll be looking at the entire life of Frank Woods, one of Call of Duty's most beloved and memorable characters. Frank Woods was born on March 20th, 1930 in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. However, shortly after his birth, his family moved to Philadelphia, where he spent his formative years. But a mysterious tragedy made young Woods run away from his home, and he would be forced to live on the streets. Here he developed good instincts that he kept with him for his entire life. As Woods grew older, he found a place where he felt he belonged, the Marines, and he joined up with them as soon as he was eligible, and he gained much fighting experience during the Korean War. His skills and reputation led to the CIA's Special Activities Division recruiting him, and by 1961, Woods alongside his best friend Alex Mason and Joseph Bowman would take part in the Bay of Pigs invasion, which was a CIA operation to kill Fidel Castro. Woods and Mason would arrive at Castro's compound, infiltrate it, and seemingly shoot the dictator, killing him. Castro's forces would come at them hard as they attempted to escape via a plane they commandeered. However, the runway was blocked, and Mason decided to jump off and clear the runway, sacrificing himself in the process. Woods would be devastated by this apparent loss. However, Woods would be reunited with Mason 2 years later, after it was revealed that the Castro they assassinated was a double, and the real one captured Mason and gave him to the Soviets, specifically Dragovich and Kravchenko. Woods now, once again alongside Mason, head to Baikonur, USSR, on an op to stop a Soviet space program located at a missile launch facility, and also retrieve captured CIA agent Weaver. Once in Baikonur, Woods and Mason rescued Weaver, who had been tortured, and with Weaver secured, they make their way to the auxiliary control bunker as they look to abort an active missile launch. But they were too late, and the missile went live. Mason, however, was able to destroy it with a guided missile. Eventually, the three men would escape, and a few years later, in 1968, Woods would take command of MACSOG in Khe Sanh, Vietnam, and with the help of Hudson and Mason, they would make a major push on a Viet Cong base. A few weeks later, Woods would lead a team to Hue City on intel from Mason. The op was to recover a Soviet defector, along with a dossier that would unravel Dragovich's true plan. Eventually, they recovered the dossier, but no defector was found, and the team would fight their way through Viet Cong soldiers to head for an extraction. The dossier revealed a Project Nova led by Kravchenko on orders from Dragovich. This prompted the CIA to send in Woods with his SOG team to Laos to uncover the Soviets' presence. However, during this op, the team would be captured by Dragovich and Kravchenko's men after they uncovered Nova 6 on a downed plane. The Viet Cong now holds Woods, Mason, and Bowman in cages and questioned them about what they knew. However, when the opportunity arose, they were able to turn the tables and kill their way out of the Viet Cong base and escape. Woods and Mason make their way to Kravchenko's compound, where they know he was located, and once inside, they attempt to kill him.
Got you now, you son of a bitch. You die. What?
Here it would appear that Woods sacrificed himself and died saving Mason, but in reality, Woods managed to get Kravchenko's grenade belt loose and throw it, causing minimal damage to the both of them. However, Kravchenko beat Woods to his feet and captured him. Woods would be taken to the Hanoi Hilton, which was a brutal Vietnamese prison. Woods spent 6 months there before being moved to another POW camp. Determined not to die there, he engineered an escape in 1972 and made it back home with the help of Mason, who had received a tip that Woods had survived his encounter with Kravchenko all along. Woods would return to the CIA and spend the mid to late 70s doing high-profile ops for the CIA. By 1981, the CIA sent Woods and Mason to Amsterdam, where they met up with mysterious CIA operative Russell Adler. The op was to take down an Iranian terrorist leader, Arash Kandahar. However, during this, they learned that a Soviet spy, long thought gone, had re-emerged. His name was Perseus, and he had a new plan to destabilize the West. After killing Arash, Woods, Mason, Hudson, and Adler meet with President Ronald Reagan and inform him of Perseus and the threat that he brings. President Reagan authorizes the operation to hunt down Perseus. Woods would lead a two-man team in an infiltration of a secret Spetsnaz training facility. Here, Woods and Agent Bell would discover intelligence regarding Operation Greenlight, a secret contingency plan by the United States government to detonate neutron bombs all across major European cities in order to deny the Soviets from claiming them. This angered Woods, as he knew that Hudson was aware of this and didn't tell them.
You knew the nuke was from Greenlight, didn't tell us! What else are you hiding? Maybe I can knock the truth out of you.
You might want to rethink that, Woods.
Everybody stand down. This little pissing match isn't gonna help us catch Perseus.
After the confrontation with Hudson, Woods and Mason are sent to Dragovich's old Yamantau base in order to search for a mainframe that contains the location of sleeper agents that Perseus had deployed all around the world. However, the mission would be a failure as Perseus managed to wipe it clean before they could get valuable data off of it. This led to Adler and Bell going undercover and finding the intel another way. While this was going on, Woods and Mason went on 2 separate operations to eliminate a pair of Perseus' top officers. And a few days later, the team had a location on Perseus and the nukes that he planned on launching to incite chaos and destroy the West. However, with his location and plan revealed, the team informs President Reagan, who now greenlit their operation to stop Perseus at all costs. Eventually, the team is able to stop the nukes from launching, but the elusive Perseus escapes again. Now, a few years later, in 1984, one of Perseus' top-ranking officers, Vikhor Stitch Kuzmin, organized a raid on a CIA safe house in Berlin. This led to Woods and Adler assembling a squad and going after him. Their search led to a mall in New Jersey, where they discovered a cache of Nova 6. However, this was a trap set by Stitch, who would capture Adler, while Woods and the rest of the team escaped. And about 3 months later, in April, Woods led a team to Laos, where Adler was last seen. The team arrive at a small village, where they find a fake Nova 6 cache and torture devices. Wood realizes that they just barely missed Adler. Woods learned that Adler had been moved to Verdansk, and by June, Woods finally located Adler and rescued him. A few days later, Woods would accompany Adler and his team to investigate a satellite crash in Algeria, where Woods noticed that Adler was acting unusual. And a few weeks after this, Woods led a CIA team to Telsfenberg in an attempt to apprehend a Perseus agent, Kitsun. However, she would activate the numbers broadcast, turning Woods' operatives against him.
On your knees! Fucking now!
Bang, bang.
What the fuck?
And after this incident, Woods met with Hudson.
Forensics disagree. Soot patterns were consistent with it surviving to impact.
Adler made damn sure he was first there.
Perseus were on site. Could they have taken it?
Negative. Bodies were clean.
After what happened at Echelon. We have to assume he's compromised.
Fuck.
Adler's been off-grid working on something in Verdansk. We have no idea what he's been doing. We'll have to pull him in. Go find Mason. He knows what has to be done.
Adler was eventually deprogrammed by Mason, and Woods, alongside Adler, Mason, and Hudson, deployed to Verdansk, where they found Stitch, and Adler finally killed him. 2 years after putting Perseus to rest in 1986, Woods was in Angola, assisting Jonas Savimbi and the UNITA on a routine CIA operation. However, Woods would be captured by Raul Menendez, a Nicaraguan gunrunner. Menendez would torture Woods and kill his men in front of him, as he wanted to know what info the CIA had on him. When Woods refused to break, Menendez threw him inside a container, where he was left to rot. As Woods was about to die, Mason and Hudson arrived to save him. After his rescue, Woods would be consumed by revenge as he wanted to get Raul Menendez no matter what. And this would affect Woods mentally for a long while. And a few months later, Woods and Mason met with Tian Zhao, a Chinese intelligence agent. Their mission was to stop a Soviet invasion of Afghanistan alongside the Mujahideen. They managed to stop the threat. However, they found out that Lev Kravchenko was leading the invasion. Woods and Mason captured him and began an intense interrogation.
Woods, maybe I should handle this interrogation.
If you stay the fuck out of my way, I got unfinished business with this bastard. I left you to rot in Vietnam, Sergeant Woods. You should be dead. Well, nobody told me. Buddy Rahman tells me you're doing business with a Nicaraguan named Raul Menendez. What do you do for him? Fuck you. You believe in an eye for an eye? Huh? This is the Mujahideen, baby. They'll bury you up to your neck, peel your eyelids back, and leave you to fry in the desert. I'll take you out quick. Tell me about Menendez.
I sell him weapons.
That doesn't
Must
sound
die.
too Soviet of you, brother.
The Soviet Union is dying. Money is all that matters.
Where do the weapons go?
Cuba, Angola, the Third World.
Why?
Menendez wants to see the world burn.
And that's not gonna happen.
After Kravchenko's death, the Mujahideen turned on the team and beat them, leaving them stranded and left them for dead in the desert. The team would be rescued, however, by some strangers that happened to be riding by. Later on, intel revealed Raul Menendez's home location in Nicaragua. The mission was to capture Menendez, but Wood's thirst for revenge overpowered him, and he looked to kill the man that tortured him and shot his man right in front of him.
Woods, no!
Advertencia. Atención. Todos los miembros del cartel aún con vida deben entregar al personal militar inmediatamente. Esta zona está bajo bloqueo.
Subirlo al camión. ¿Listo? 3, 2, 1. ¡Levante!
Frank, you okay? Get him out of here. What happened, Hudson? Where's Menendez? That's him, in the body bag. From this point on, today never happened.
3 years after the chaos in Nicaragua, Woods and Mason went to Panama to capture Manuel Noriega.
Go ahead, Mason. Post profit secure, moving to extract.
No, negative. Stand by for new tasking. Objective False Prophet has intel on a priority Nexus target. Escort him as PC to alternate location for prisoner exchange. More to follow.
Precious cargo, my ass.
Nexus target? Who's more important than this asshole?
I don't like it either, but let's just get this done. We're burning too much time.
Woods and Mason would eventually split up, and then Hudson would tell Woods that the Nexus target was actually Raul Menendez, and told him to take a shot when he had the all clear.
Take the headshot!
What are you looking so smug about? The fuck is going on? What's going on here? No. Mason!
Fool.
You bastard! Fuck! Menendez!
After Woods came to, he found himself at the mercy of Raul Menendez.
Do you understand why?
He was gonna kill David.
Because you must suffer, as I have suffered. Now one more must die. You, Woods, or David. Make a decision now, or in 10 seconds you're all dead.
Woods, I can't. I have 2 kids. They...
Fuck! Okay, me! Do it! Do it!
your life will be consumed by absolute loss. Then and only then will you understand what you have done to me. I will not kill you, boy. Not like Woods. You will suffer with me. And then one day, you will see this pendant again. And you will remember everything you saw and felt tonight. You will remember all the years of anger and pain. And when you do, David, please, come to me.
Dad! No! Dad!
After the Panama op, Woods continued to work for the CIA in a new capacity. He would be given a desk job. During this time, Woods got close to two young operatives, Troy Marshall, who became his protege, so to speak, and Jane Harrow. The three of them worked together for a few years, and Woods would take on the responsibility of becoming David's guardian, as his best friend Mason was dead. Woods was brought into the office one day and told that they found the CIA more responsible for the Panama mission going south. They told him that it was Russell Adler. Woods didn't believe it, and figured something else must have been going on. Now it's 1991, and Marshall, Harrow, and Operative Case were deployed to an Iraq-Kuwait border to extract Iraqi Minister of Defense Saeed Alwani. However, Alwani would be shot in cold blood by, you guessed it, Russell Adler, who had been in hiding for some time, and Adler told Marshall to relay a message to Frank Woods: Bishop takes Rook. Once back at Langley, Marshall, Harrow, and Woods were reprimanded by Deputy Director Daniel Livingston due to their failure in extracting Alwani. Livingston also didn't believe their story about the Pantheon, who was a rogue paramilitary force that was hunting down Alawi. When Woods was asked what Bishop takes Rook meant, he said he had no idea. With the debrief over, Livingston suspended Woods, Marshall, and Case. After this, Woods met with Marshall and Harrow.
Care to tell me what it is you're up to?
Me and the kids just need some time away. You know, take a little trip. Reflect a little.
Look, I can cover your asses on my end best I can. But if things go sideways again, you're on your own.
Copy that.
And after setting up in the Rook, Woods oversaw many of the operations that took place in 1991. However, he was unable to be there physically during these missions. And during these operations, the team uncovered that Adler was framed and that the CIA was compromised by Pantheon, who had infiltrated Jane Harrow and used her to do their bidding. Woods also assumed that Harrow may have been involved in one way or another in Panama going sideways. Eventually, the team would capture Jane Harrow and bring her back to the Rook, where Adler and Woods talked about using the MK-Ultra drug on her to get her to reveal the plan of Pantheon, since she wouldn't talk. However, Pantheon's forces would arrive and attack Woods.
Fuck! Damn it! Shit!
I want him alive. I'm so sad to see you like this, Woods. You try so hard. You just don't matter anymore.
Fuck you!
I'll give the order once we're airborne. Don't worry. Your suffering will be over soon.
Woods was able to warn the others of Harrow's escape, and Case would attempt to stop Harrow, which led to a huge fight that sunk the chopper Harrow and Case were on. After seemingly defeating Harrow and stopping Pantheon this time around, the team was called for a private meeting with director Livingston. The hunt for Pantheon would continue as they attempted to stop them during the 1990s. Woods would be a massive help, and the success of stopping Pantheon actually remains unknown as of the recording of this video, so we'll have to say that this is all classified for now. More than 30 years later, in 2025, Woods is still alive and aged 95. He now stayed at the Vault, which was basically a CIA retirement home. However, in April of 2025, Raul Menendez would come and talk to him, and he would give him a warning. A few hours later, David Mason comes to question Woods on the arrival of Menendez. David is now a Navy SEAL working for JSOC, and Wood goes on to tell David everything that he knew about Menendez, and how they thought they killed him years ago. Woods, however, didn't share what actually happened in Panama. David would leave, and he returned to the Vault a few days later to continue his conversation with Woods. Woods this time did reveal to David what happened in Panama and how he was responsible for shooting his father. Eventually, Menendez would be killed, and Woods and David would visit Mason's grave together. Now, this was the story of Frank Woods. It ends here, at least for now, because with Call of Duty, you just never know. Woods was a character I wanted to cover for a very long time, but the task of covering his life in chronological order seemed a little bit scary. Woods is absolutely one of the most beloved and recognized figures in all of Call of Duty, and he is a testament to how a strong and good written character can stay with a fan for years and years.